many people would say that because it shifted something so deep within her, and she needed to get unwell to be able to change her attitude to life. I think that we all have light bulb moments. Sometimes the lights go off, sometimes they come on, and they stay on, but sometimes they come on and they go off quickly. And sometimes I see spirituality as creating an environment to turn on the light inside. And then effort is to sustain that light so that I live with the lights turned on. Because sometimes I think the lights turn down, the mind goes into overdrive, and we get caught in these trivial things of life, the busyness of life, which I often feel is just denial, you know. Sometimes it's a denial of looking deeply inside to see really who I am. And I think that, you know, the light bulb, sometimes it comes on just a little bit. I can see a little bit of myself. You know, those dull light bulbs, 30 watts. I can see a little part. But sometimes, just like I've got the light in my eyes at the moment, the light comes on so brightly, and I can see myself as I am. You know, without an inflated ego, without a deflated self-respect, that part of me always putting myself down, without any delusions or illusions, I see really deeply who am I. And I feel this is the most magical of all the light bulbs, the realization of the self. And sometimes I think there's 3 switches internally. 2 of them seem to turn off the light, and one of them, when I switch it on, creates a light and keeps the light burning. The first switch, when we turn it on, is like the ego of superiority. And this is, when I turn on this switch, I begin to think, I know more, I am better, I am right. This is the one that always compares and sees fault in the other. And when it seeps into my feelings, I feel so easily insulted, disrespected, not valued and hurt. When this switch is on, there's no light in my mind at all. There's no chance of light penetrating that world. Or I sometimes turn on the switch of the ego of inferiority. And this ego is the ego that says that others are better, others know more, others don't love me, others don't want me. And when it seeps into my feelings, hopelessness comes, inadequacy, even a sense of depression. The light turned off. But the third switch is the switch of the self, the switch of the soul. When I begin to sit and turn on this tiny light bulb sitting in the center of my forehead, the most extraordinary light, the eternal self, that sits in the front of the brain and is the whole consciousness activating this physical body. When I sit and have thoughts of this eternal self, the light begins to grow and shine. And the more it shines, these feelings of peace come, these feelings of contentment, the feelings of coming home to a sweet place inside where I really belong. And I think that ultimately the aim of meditation is to turn on the light of the self. But sometimes that light can go out. To sustain that light, I need that experience of pure love. And ultimately, meditation is really connecting to that source of true love. Many times, I feel that the great search in life is the search for the experience of true love. We invest our heart and our relationships to have that experience. But the great dilemma of human life is that no relationship is permanent, except for one, the relationship with God. And when the light's turned on in myself as a soul, and I experience this eternal connection with the lover of the soul, I think it's like I can live with the lights turned on. Anyway, it's lovely to be here. Thank you for your time and enjoy the show. Om Shanti.